Hi BookTube, it's me, Stephanie, and that sounded wrong. Whatever, stop peeping. But yeah, let's talk about all the books that I got in March. Small disclaimer, the majority of these came in because of the book sale that was at the end of February. So, in February, as I said last year, well, you might not have watched that video, what do I know, but in February, at the end of the month, the last week, there is this huge book sale all over Sweden, and like every single bookstore does it, period. Everyone has a book sale, online, in store, everyone has it. This year, most places did not have a sale at location. Almost everything was online, for obvious reasons. And some of these books I got from the sale, some are not, and it's a mixed bag. I can tell you that if the place where I get most of my books from when I go physically, which would be Science Fiction Bookhandeln, I would have gone there. I would not have ordered, but I did order things. So, and at this moment I don't really remember which of these books and those. Yeah, I need to go several rounds. I don't know which one of them came from the sale and which ones didn't, because it was mixed. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a manga, the only manga I've got, I think, yes it is, and that is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, volume 13, in which we are continuing following Rimuri's journey. I've read this was a bit more of a hump book, not hump book, but like a transition one. But yeah, in this one we are following Rimuri, who starts off as a human in our world, sacrifices his life for a co-worker, and gets put in this world as a slime. You know, the weakest one of everything, and this far in, he's kind of a king. I love this series and I would highly recommend it. I think I gave this 4 stars because it was more political, but yeah, really I'm enjoying this series. And yes, I also find it weird that I don't already have number 14 in my hands. The next one I mentioned in my, well, I think I mentioned that one as well in my TBR game for April, but I did mention this one. This is Peter Barting, Drakar. This is about different fictional dragons, with the author and artist's illustrations of them. And there are several ones, from the Game of Thrones series to Mulan, the movie, and I know that I saw Dragonlance, that dragon in that one. I forgot that there was a dragon in that one, which is funny because the whole series is called Dragonlance, but that should tell you how long ago I read that. But yeah, and then we also have Katla, which is the dragon from Astrid Lindgren's Broden's Lionheart. But yeah, I really can't wait to get to this. Oh, and one thing I tried to do with this was that I tried to look up Swedish authors, and I found a couple of books from them that I wanted to try. I can tell you one thing though that I noticed. It was that I felt very cringy when I read descriptions in Swedish, which is funny because I did go, well, if I read this in English, would I have thought it was intriguing? And I was like, probably. And I was, yeah, so there's something about that I need to fix. But yeah, I do have a couple of, 2 actually, fantasy sci-fi books from Swedish authors here. The first one is a heavy one, and it's Konsten att rädda sitt skinn by Mattias Kuldkepp. You might not have heard a difference, but I heard that. I heard one. And this is lesson 1 in Den ofrivillige hjältens handbok, lektion 1. So the unwilling hero's handbook lesson 1, and the title of this is The Art of Saving Your Skin. And this is a, yeah, sorry, sneeze attack. This is following two friends, Råttan och Oxen, who gets in the way of a group of people who have nefarious plans for this floating city, and they need to stop it because, if I remember correctly, this is a duology. I have read something. I have read a short story by this author. I do have a short story collection that features one of his stories, and since I recognized his name, I did look it up. Thankfully, it was one of the stories that I liked. So yeah, I don't think that this takes place in the same world though, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And then we have, I don't remember if this was a series or not, but this is Av gudarna märkta by Svetlana Lindskog. I needed to look here because the cursive was weird, because I want to say that was a Y, and I was like, no, it was not. But this is a fantasy story in which we are following August, Tassims, and Hedda, who basically gets into trouble or something happens, and as time goes on, the god steps in and starts to blend into rules, and things happen. And what this book's answer is it our own choice that lead us on these troubled paths, or is everything controlled by the gods? And this is apparently very, very bloody. So we'll see. Yeah, the crow with the bloody beak, I would say that's a sign of it. But it looked really intriguing, and this short synopsis was not what was on the website, but I'm not actually going to look that up because I like going into books pretty blindly if I can. The next one I have here is Defection Void by Tim Pratt, in which we are following Captain Felix Duval and the crew of his spaceship, who has this patrol route. Nothing ever happens there, but obviously they get a distress call from a moon and they rescue a scientist there. This scientist claimed to have developed a way to create wormholes, but he needs some spare parts, and the captain and the crew are ordered to aid him. But once they get that order, two Black Ops ships and crews and companies are after them, and the question is, can the captain trust this scientist, or is the scientist just leading them on? So yeah, this is pretty short, especially compared to the next one I have. Yeah, it's 350-ish pages, but yeah, this one is a book that has been on my I want to buy you for a really long time, so that's good. And I'm covering it up, oh well. Next one, I feel bad for getting. At least I've started reading one of the other big books, giant books, holy crap, that I've got from him. And that is The Doors of Eden by Adrian Tchaikovsky. And this is a science fiction novel in which we have, well, the story starts with two girls who 4 years ago, two girls went looking for monsters. Only one of them came back. But then now, 4 days later after this girl is there and alive. And MI5 gets involved in investigating things. And then some other agents show up, and there's cracks in between the worlds that are widening, and parallel Earths things like that. This sounds so cool. It's another standalone sci-fi. It's just as big as this Cage of Souls. At least I've started it. I am liking it. I'm struggling a little bit because it's a lot to learn, and for some reason I also find it slightly hard to read. But yeah, that's a different story. But yeah, this, I've been looking forward to this. The only thing I don't like is this permanent sticker. Why? At least make it so that you have the option to remove it. But yeah, oh, now I have scratch marks for my nails on it. Whatever, I prefer that to the stupid permanent sticker. And for those of you who wonders, that marks the third Adrian Tchaikovsky book that I own, have not read, from a different series. As I said, at least one of them is currently reading. I love his premises, and the amount of books that I want to read by him are a lot. Let's continue. Next I have I've started to like angle myself, whatever, it's what happens. So next is a middle grade non-fiction, and that is Från apa till sapiens, mänsklighetens historia, by Bengt-Erik Enholm and Jonna Björnstjärna. It might be pronounced differently, I don't think so. But yeah, this is a non-fiction about human evolution, basically. I wanted this because I thought it looked pretty funny. But yeah, it is a non-fiction. Don't really know what else to say. I think actually that all the books I have now are Swedish or translated to Swedish, which I mean, sure. The next one is Korta svar på stora frågor by Stephen Hawking. Short answers to big questions, or what was it called? It actually does not have the original title. I think it's Short Answer to Big Questions or something like that. But yeah, this is just that. This has gotten pretty good reviews, and yeah, there are different questions and he answers them. I don't know. But from what I understand is that it's he's not the one who has written it. It's his answers to these questions, but this was put together after his death, I think. But yeah. Next we have a book that I'm actually really surprised that it has taken me this long to buy, and that is Yasuha by Randall Monroe. This is, I think it's a how-to, yeah, and it's all questions to answers, sometimes really ridiculous. The first one, what if, he answers questions no matter how ridiculous, he answers them very scientifically. And yeah, the undertitle, if I translate that one, is translate it and then I say it in Swedish anyway. Absurd scientific solutions for real problems. And I'm not reading anything about this because I loved What If, so I'm really looking forward to reading the second book by him. And then we have a book that has been on my, if I want to splurge a month, because it's pretty expensive, but it was pretty cheap on the sale. So, Sveriges Medeltid by Dick Harrison. Dick Harrison has been very popular in Sweden for his historical writings, and this is a book about Swedish Middle Ages. And yeah, I feel like I definitely know way more about UK's medieval times and France. Yeah, I would have to say that. So it's like, yeah. So this one was definitely one of those books. I probably should get it because I'm a Swede, I should know more about Swedish middle-aged time. And he has several more books, not just this big give myself a workout book that I'm also intrigued by, but this was on the sale and I'm really looking forward to getting into it one day. Okay, I might have accidentally bumped that. I don't know, I can't really tell because my glasses is over there, whatever. So then, as I've said in a couple of videos, it feels like I am cataloging the books that I own. I'm mostly finished. I do know that I have some books at my parents that I need to log in, but I need to get them first because I know definitely that one book is missing because it's about a huge dig that was done when they built a highway, but that's a different story. But when I did, I noticed that I looked things up and I was like, oh, I have book 1 and book 3. Yeah, I kind of need book 2. And then it turned out that they had more of the books. So I got all the ones they had. And now I have a list of titles I need to supplement with, but yeah. But they also had this one. This one I'm not embarrassed about. This is, I'm just going to say the English title. Is it the English title? Yeah, it's a straight translation. Regina's Song by David and Lee Eddings. This is a mystery, except I don't think it's a mystery because it's glaringly obvious according to me, but it does have some mystic thing going on. And yeah, this is a David and Lee Eddings book. I've already read it ages ago, so this will not count for. I need to just keep an eye on what I buy. The next couple of books is not in that category, but this one is, so it doesn't count. And I just put that behind my back. That book, I can't really say that, oh, it's definitely, do a reread of it, it's brilliant. But I want to own all his books, so I'm gonna get them. Okay, I'm just gonna pick them up. And yeah. Yeah, hi. So now you might recognize this symbol right here. Wheel of Time series. Now, in Sweden, when these books were translated, because as I said, that I only had Swedish translations left, books in Swedish, when they were translated, each book was split into 2. So the 2 books that I owned already, that I repurchased because all of these were in hardbacks, were number 1 and number 3. So I needed obviously number 2. And they had 13 of 22 books. So I got said 13 of 22 books. And I have a list with the remaining 9. Yeah. So 13 books. And I have not read any of these, which means that I have to add all of these 13 to my I purchased these this month. I knew it. Yeah, this was definitely a should I not, and I just went screw everything. The only thing I can say is that the price I paid for these, actually including Regina's Song, would be the same as if I had bought 3 of them new. So yeah, I bought all of these secondhand, by the way. So yeah, there's that. I'm just gonna put book 1 behind me. If you're wondering, the rest of the books are still in front of me because no. And my biggest issue right now is where the fuck am I supposed to place them? I have rearranged these shelves several times when I logged everything, because I literally tried to find all the books that I have in my apartment to put them on the shelf, and I was so proud of myself. I guess I should get to reading, should I? Yeah. Did you get any books in March? Wow, I was close to saying April again. If you did, please tell me down below, and I will see you next time. Hopefully with an update of the fact that I've read millions of books, because that would be great. Bye.